personnel for research data management tasks. They would like to have guidelines and policies for dealing with their own research data. Yeah, those were the most answered questions, preferred answers. So based on what we had, we started tailoring our services. But before tailoring the services, we started with policies. We looked at the policies we have around us. As you may see in this graph, it starts with all starts with policies. So when we talk about policies, we're talking about legislations which may require or prohibit the release of certain types of data. We also looked at government policies that affect strategic directions. We wanted to see what kind of policies are around us concerning data management and data sharing. We also looked at research funder policies in order to be able to create our institutional policy and our department's policy. So, because policies initially drive development, they drive development of knowledge and skills, okay? And once we have the required knowledge and skill, we can build infrastructure. And when we talk about infrastructure here, we mean technical infrastructure, like the systems and hardware. And also we talk about human infrastructure, the people we need with the required skills we need. Policies also benefit the researcher in terms of changing his cultural practices, culture and practices. And the aim, the final aim, our aim is open data. So we started by policies, and our aim is to make research data openly accessible and reusable. Why open data? First of all, because open data enables research reproducibility. So without having the data a researcher worked on to find a specific, to come out with a specific conclusion, we cannot reproduce his research. It allows verification of results. One example, for the editor of the Lancet magazine stated that more than 60% of the published articles in the Lancet were not reproducible. And this is really like something people should pay attention to. So making data openly accessible allows for verification of results and enables research reproducibility. It improves the science because whenever a researcher knows that he has to submit his data and make it openly accessible, he will look more into the quality of his data, how he is cleaning, how he is gathering it, is it representative or not, how is he cleaning it and making it available to others. So this improves the science. It reduces cost, time and efforts, because if I generated a certain data set and you need to use it, I can share it with you and save time and efforts on you. And you can do the same way with me. So it's cost and time effective. It furthers the research reputation and increases the visibility of the researcher, because when we tell our faculty members that whenever you're making your data openly accessible, it's like you're publishing an article or a paper. People will use your data set to generate new knowledge, they will cite you, and this will increase your visibility, and it will also create opportunities for collaborations for you. And last but not least, it's in compliance with funders' requirements. In the United States, in 2013, all funding agencies were required to make people share their data. So whenever I'm funding you, you have to share your data, your research data with me in order for others to reuse it. And now many European funding agencies are doing the same. So based on what we have seen, we started creating our services. You know that in Lebanon, we don't have something called public data. So what is classified in other countries as public data is not public in our country. So one of the services we started providing our research and research community with is data acquisitions. So so they would ask for a certain data set, and we will do an environmental scan to see if somebody has already generated this data set or not. And if not, if it is available somewhere, we would go and ask for it on their behalf and try to license it and make the license openly accessible in order for others to reuse it in the future. We created what we called AUB Data Bank, and this is our institutional repository for research data. So we always try to tell our faculty members to deposit their data in the AUB Data Bank for others to reuse it. These are some of the characteristics of our AUB Data Bank. So it's good for preservation purposes. We provide them with a storage, with backup, discoverability, and structured metadata. This also increases their visibility, their research data visibility, because it's indexed by all search engines. And they get unique identifier once they submit their data, so it's easily citable. We also talk about embargo period, access restrictions, and institutional support, so they have full control over the data they submitted. We do also one-on-one consultations, and during these one-on-one consultations or meetings, we talk about a variety of topics, ranging from data collection to writing data management plans, to data preservation, data privacy, and many other topics. How am I doing on time? 7 minutes. Okay. So we also provide monthly sessions, and during those monthly sessions, we talk about introductions to data management. We talk about data organization. We talk about data privacy and sensitivity of data, and we teach our faculty members how to write a data management plan. We also offer mini workshops, and those are like longer than a library session, which is usually for 1 hour. Mini workshops are for 2 or 3 hours. We started doing this because we believe that bad libraries, this is a saying that I really like. It says that bad libraries create collections, good libraries create services, and great libraries create communities. And at AUB, we want to be a great library. So, yeah, so we started identifying individuals on campus, like faculty members on campus, and telling them about what we do, and asking them to come and maybe teach about a tool that they use for data pre-processing, for example, or for data visualization. So we have many workshops, like introduction to data. Those are 2 workshops which we have which we offered last month. Introduction to data visualization and textual analysis. So those workshops, mini workshops, are offered by 2 different faculty members at AUB. Next month we have, for example, GIS maps and another tool for textual analysis, also offered by faculty members at AUB. So what we are doing here is trying to get our community together and trying to create new collaborations and maybe interdisciplinary collaborations. So those workshops are attended by faculty members. We are reaching out to faculty members, are taught by faculty members to other faculty members. I'm going to skip this. Okay, so the opportunities we have lots of opportunities, and some of those opportunities are such as working with students. So last semester, for example, I had the opportunity to work with 2 faculty members from 2 different courses at the business school, where I was helping the students to get the research data they need for their final projects. And this is a slide from one of the groups telling their story on how they acquire their research data. We have many challenges, and those are some of them. We need administrative support. For example, we need an open access policy on the level of AUB, and this will help us to, and this will encourage our research members to research and community to submit their research data and to make it openly accessible.
Dalal, 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then, and funding agencies. In our region, funding agencies do not require a data management plan and do not require from the ones who are benefiting from the fund to make their data openly accessible. Also, good data management plan is time consuming, so most of our researchers are convinced that they need to make their data openly accessible, but this takes time. So in order to document it and like organize it to be able to share it, this takes time, so they don't do it. And we need an infrastructure, a better infrastructure in terms of humans and technical infrastructure. That's it. Thank you.
بعرف نهار طويل، بس في عنا شيء أسئلة أو حدا يسأل شيء؟ بليز إذا في شيء أسئلة ارفعوا إيديكم تنوصلكم الميكرو. بليز. Good evening, thank you. My question is Dalal. How beneficial is the data sets when everyone is producing his own set of questions? It's not really obvious to me. I mean, if you build a set of questions on a certain theme, how is this really beneficial to another researcher? Are the results enough, or do they have to make new relations with this data? Excuse me, please. There's an answer here, please. Thank you.
Those are not results. Those are the raw data on which you build your results. So, for example, if I'm talking about, if I have a data set about water quality, for example, water quality from Nahr al-Litani during the last year, okay? And I did a research related to the effect of water precipitation on the pollution of Nahr al-Litani using this data set. Maybe another researcher would use this data set to work on another topic, for example, related to marine life, for example, in Nahr al-Litani, or I don't know what. So they're using the same data set can be used and reused for different purposes, because what we are asking for are not results or reports. We are asking for the raw data.
Thank you to the presenters. Dalal, you said you made a data bank, and if you know that there is a set of data available, you will go and collect it. How do you decide on that? It's understandable if you are funding the database, if it's produced in your university, sure, but how do you decide in other sets of data, you know?
Yeah. So, for example, if we acquire data from ministries, for example, in Lebanon they don't have an infrastructure to deposit where they can deposit their data and make it accessible to others. So we try to tell them that we will provide you with the infrastructure to deposit your data, and in this way other people can use it, and then you can apply the license you want on this data. Maybe you would say only this researcher who is requesting the data can use it. So we would like restrict access to only this person, or only AUB community can use this data set. So we create licenses, and we sign licenses with them based on their terms. Some people accept give open access to their data because they know that if their data is used, then their visibility is increased, you know, and they're cited. So some people, it's based on the licenses we.
Yeah, but how do you decide on which data you acquire?
How do you decide which data you acquire?
How do you select your data?
Okay, so this is the researcher. We sit in the one-on-one consultation with the researcher, and we talk about the variables he needs, and then we go and search for those variables he needs.
أخت منى بخصوص المواطنة الاجتماعية، تحدثت على المسؤولية الاجتماعية ومن بين التعاريف هناك توجه كبير الآن في تعليم المواطنة أو global citizenship، يعني المواطنة الكونية، المواطنة العالمية. هناك منظمات دولية الآن تقوم بمجهود كبير لتعليم المواطنة الكونية حتى الناس تتعايش في العالم كله مش فقط في الدولة. المكتبات الخاصة بالمدرسة، هل هناك توجه للقيام بنشاط في خصوص تعليم المواطنة للطلبة وللمجتمع الكوميونتي؟
المواطنة هي جزء من المسؤولية الاجتماعية وليست مرادف لها. تتجه المكتبات حاليا إلى إدخال مواد تتعلق بالمسؤولية الاجتماعية لتعريف الطلاب وعلى الإمكانيات المتاحة التي تتيحها المكتبات لتعليم المواطنة وغير المواطنة ضمن عنوان عريض هو المسؤولية الاجتماعية. هناك جهود كبيرة جدا، يعني الآيزو 26000 يتحدث كثيرا عن موضوع المكتبات ويولي أهمية كبيرة للمكتبات الجامعية ودورها في تحقيق المسؤولية الاجتماعية بعناوينها المتشعبة. يعني أنا بالمعايير التي ذكرتها ذكرت معياران فقط. هناك معايير تتعلق بالمسؤولية الاجتماعية بالجانب الإداري، هناك مسؤولية اجتماعية تتعلق بالجانب الاجتماعي، وهناك مبادرات كبيرة جدا للجامعات التي تطبق هذه المعايير من ضمن تمويل مشاريع تتعلق ب يعني بمبادرات أو مشاريع على صلة. مثلا سلطنة عمان كان لها تجربة المكتبة أن تطلب من طلاب كلية الآداب أن يقوموا بتوثيق الذاكرة الشفوية لعمان، وهذه أمور جدا مهمة. الأمر مفتوح ليس على المواطنة فقط. مثلا في لبنان هناك تنازع على هذا المصطلح، هناك من يقول أنه المسؤولية المدنية هي الأهم لأنه هناك غياب للقانون، فخلينا نشد على المدنية. لا، هناك دول يعني فيها رغد لا تتجه إلى البيئة مثلا والأمور تتشعب، فهناك إمكانية كبيرة جدا لموضوع المواطنة كجزء من المسؤولية الاجتماعية، لأنه القصد هو أن يكون لدي مواطن عالمي وليس محلي.
سؤال سريع منى، إذا خلصت الPhD خلصت؟
على الآخر.
أوكي. يعطيك العافية دلال. قد إيه هيدا الداتا بانك عم تقدروا تعبوه؟ قد ايه الفاكولتي ممبرز عم بيتجاوبوا معكم؟ قد ايه اجباري او اختياري هذا الشيء؟ عم بيتجاوبوا
هي it's a new service. ما صار لنا زمان. عم بيتجاوبوا من ناحيه انه عم بيقبلوا، عم بيحبوا، بيفهموا شو الموضوع. هلا بالنسبه للريسيرش داتا يلي قطع عليها الزمن، صار كثير صعب عليهم انه يرجعوا يجيبوها ويعملوا لها دوكيومنتيشن ويرتبوها ويشوفوا مين الريسيرش اسيستنت اللي اشتغل عليها وشو كل فاريبل بتاعنا الى اخره. فالقصص يلي اوريدي راحت ونشغل عليها ما حدا عم يجيب داتا قديمه ويحطها، بس الاشياء الجديده اللي عم تطلع مش كثير، ما فينا نقول انه عندنا كثير ديبوزيتورز، بس في بعض الاشخاص عم بيعملوا زي منه اجباري. مشان هيك قلنا بالتشالنجز we need administrative support, we need open access policies.
Dalal, thank you for the presentation. كمان منى thank you for your presentation. عندي سؤال لك، لما تقولي you work in data management وشفنا السلايد data management life cycle, what exactly do you do بالأوفيس عندكم؟ أنا عم بحكي from a technical point of view، يعني if you can give us a brief about تولز يلي ممكن تكونوا عم تستعملوهم؟ لانه بس قلت داتا بانك شخصيا رح تفكيري على كذا محل when it comes to data banks. اذا فيك توضحي هذه النقطه، واذا فيك توضحي نقطه اللايف سايكل، اي بارت من اللايف سايكل تهتمي فيها؟
اوكي. سو اول شيء باللايف سايكل ببلش بالجنريشن اوف داتا واكوزيشن اوف داتا. بالجنريشن بارت مش نحن اكيد الريسيرشر generates his own data, بس when it's acquiring data we do it on his behalf if he asks for it. يعني بعدين بالبري-processing of data بنعلم بmonthly sessions عن different pre-processing tools. بنجرب انه نعمل مسح شامل لهدول التولز، يعني ان كان spreadsheet، ان كان images، ان كان audio or video files. كل مره بنعلم على tool معين to pre-process data. اوكي، مش دائما بنغطي كل شيء لانه data comes in different formats، بس بنجرب قد ما فينا انه نغطي البيزك يعني الجنرال فورماتس اللي هن اكثر شيء مستعملين. data analysis ما كثير يعني مش ما خصنا بهذا الموضوع، لانه كل ريسيرشر هو بيعمل اناليسيس للداتا تبعهم. في بعض التولز اللي هن بيكونوا data visualization / data analysis. فبالميني ورك شوبس يلي بنعملهم مثل شفنا ستايلومتري بيعمل اناليسيس للتكست. اوكي، ففاكولتي ممبرز معظم فاكولتي ممبرز تيعلموا عن هدول التولز من اختصاصات معينه، من different يعني disciplines. بالداتا بروسيسنج كمان في داتا دوكيومنتيشن. بالداتا دوكيومنتيشن كثير بنساعدهم، بنعلمهم كيف يعملوا ريدمي فايل مثلا ويحطوه مع الداتا، بنعلمهم كيف to apply metadata specific meta schemas for their disciplines. شو كمان؟ بالداتا شيرنج بنعلمهم عن لايسنسنج، بنعلمهم عن شو انواع اللايسنسز يلي ممكن انه هن يستعملوها يستخدموها للداتا سيت تبعهم. نحكي عن كرييتيف كومنز.
بس ما بتعملوا داتا مايننج، رايت؟ يعني انتم يو اونلي بروفايد ذا انفورميشن، انتم بتعلموهم
صح،
اكثر.
بنعلمهم كيف يعملوا، بنوجههم على سبيسيفيك تولز اللي كنا نحن قادرين نعرف شو هي، يعني to process their data. لا ما بنعمل الشغل عنهم، we just provide them with support. بالنسبة للinstitutional repository الداتا بانك it's a DSpace instance.
Thank you.
بعد في شي سؤال؟ لأن أنا عندي سؤالين.
My first question is to Sanjay, and I wish you can tell us how important it is if IFLA launches that call for survey, that all librarians, even in Lebanon, answer that survey, because the LA sent out the call the first time, and I don't think anyone responded, but me and Dalal and someone else, the board members. So please, explain how important that is. Our voice will be. Please explain.
Yeah, very good. Really, this is a very important to reply to the call for the voting for the online platform you're asking about that. It was extended twice. So, firstly, it was done for 1 month, and then it was extended because there are people who really wanted to vote on these questions, which are really relevant to the library community all over the world. So I'm happy that you did it. I did it myself in Rocklam itself, and then we publicize it on social media, our library association platform, website, IFLA Asia Oceania platform, shared a lot of information. I mean, this is the first time that more than 21,000 people responded throughout the world, and they cover 213 countries and territories. Even Iceland have voted, even countries who are not in the UN, they have voted for it. So, IFLA gathered a, consensus on what to do next, and there are 10 opportunities and 10 challenges for the library field, and now they are using these opportunities and challenges into actions. So for the next IFLA, they are launching again that kind of a platform you have to answer for the action. What action you want to take for the global library field?
سؤال الثاني لدلال. دلال قلتي بتعملوا ورك شوبس والفاكولتي هي مش بيدربوا. شو السبب تجوا الفاكولتي؟ تضلوا عم تجذبوا فاكولتي ثانيين ولا بتحسي في نقص عندنا كلايبراريانز بالتولز عم يدربوها الفاكولتي؟
لانه ثاني جواب. لانه يعني انا لحالي بداتا سيرفيسز، فانا ما بعرف عن كل الديسيبلينز، ولا رح يكون في لايبراريان واحد عنده اختصاص بكل السبجكت او بكل انواع الداتا الموجوده. يعني اذا اجى حدا معه biological hair samples, okay, how do you do visualizations or analysis for blood samples or hair samples؟ يعني نحن بحاجه لبعضنا بالكوميونتي، في كثير قصص انا ما بعرفها، بس نحن باكاديميك كوميونتي فعنا كثير opportunities انه في اشخاص very skilled بهذه الكوميونتي ففيهم يجوا ويساعدوا.
So بعتقد هيدي العبره بتروح مش بس للاكاديميك لايبريز بس سكول لايبريز والببليك لايبريز، we all need each other، بنعمل collaboration مع مجتمعنا ونحن تنجذب مجتمعنا تنشتغل سوا. هيدي آلية عم تحكي هلا. اوكي ثانك يو جميعا، نهار طويل جدا. بنشوفكم على بكره الساعه 9 ان شاء الله. مساء الخير. Have a very nice evening. Thank you very much.
اهلا وسهلا. رح نبلش الحلقه الاولى اليوم. الطاوله بين دكتور وحيد قدوره دكتور عماد بشير والسيده سوسن الهبر. دكتور وحيد قدوره فينا نبلش ما هيك؟
في.
دكتور وحيد قادم من تونس من مدينه منوبه.
قادم يعني جاي على جراح طول بالك يا بالك انت. طيب قول لي طائر من تونس.
هو استاذ في جامعة منوبة، وكان مدير المعهد العالي للتوثيق، وشغل عدة مناصب كخبير وكمدير مؤسسات جامعية أو تعليمية كلها أكيد بمجال المكتبات والتوثيق. واليوم هو أستاذ في علم المكتبات والتوثيق بعلم منهجية البحث والتدريب. دكتور قدوره رح يحكي لنا عن موضوع المكتبات في عالم المتغير، أي مستقبل للمكتبات الجامعية. تفضل.
شكرا. السلام عليكم، صباح الخير. Good morning, bonjour. يسعدني اولا في البدايه ان اقدم شكري وتقديري لجمعيه المكتبات اللبنانيه على دعوتها الكريمه وعلى استضافتها. كذلك انا سعيد بتواجدي مع زملائي واصدقاء كثيرين وطلبه الجامعه اللبنانيه كذلك. ارجو ان خلال هذه الورقه تقديم نظره جديده للموضوع من دول الجنوب وليس من دول الشمال. بالامس استمعنا لمحاضرتين هامتين جدا حول التجديد والتغيير في المكتبات الامريكيه، وهي معناها تطور كبير يحصل الان. نريد ان نعرف ماذا عن واقع دول الجنوب وخاصه الدول العربيه من خلال دراستنا لواقع المكتبات في زمن التقلبات. نحن نعيش عاصفه رقميه نسميها زلزال رقمي غير كل شيء، ولا يمكن للمكتبات أن تبقى مفتوحة الأيدي دون تغيير وكأن شيء لم يحدث. هذا ما يحصل كثيرا عند المكتبيين. يعني هناك كثير من المفاهيم يجب مراجعتها، وهذا يكون تقريبا جوهر المسألة التي سأثيرها، هي مراجعة بعض المفاهيم لنرى أنه نحن نحتاج إلى كثير من التفكير وكثير من مراجعات